warning from the Steelers head coach after one of his players was stabbed on the South Side. We're also getting some good news about Mike Adams' recovery. Channel 11's Alan Jennings is live on the South Side. Alan.
Hey, Peggy, kind of a shock to hear these words from Steeler head coach Mike Tomlin. He called the South Side a dangerous place and some harsh words for City Hall.
It goes beyond the team. I just think as members of this community, we need to recognize that some things going on in the South Side that make it a dangerous place, particularly after hours.
Tomlin's bold remark was in defense of Steeler Mike Adams, stabbed over the weekend in the 1700 block of East Carson. The coach came right out, pointing apparently at the mayor's office.
And hopefully, as a community, we'll take the steps necessary to ensure that this doesn't happen to anyone, whether it's a Pittsburgh Steeler or no.
The coach isn't alone in his displeasure over Southside violence. I tracked down Mike Paparella, who told me city officials promised additional patrols. You're not satisfied with the police patrols right now?
I'm satisfied with what the Pittsburgh police want to offer, but it seems like people above, coming from the mayor's office and maybe Director Huss, have put certain limitations on what they're letting the city police do.
Paparella did call the Mike Adams stabbing that required surgery a rare occurrence. For Coach Tomlin, on with the business of getting Adams back to practice.
Obviously, the next step for him is just getting out of the hospital. We expect that to come within the next 24 hours, and then he'll proceed from there.
Now, Paparella's criticism of City Hall, I spoke to Mike Huss a few minutes before we went on the air this afternoon. He said, look, I met with Mike and everything seems to be okay. We had a meeting a couple of weeks ago, and he said, I have added aggressive patrols and we're doing everything we can. One person who walked the streets this afternoon here on the South Side told me nothing good ever happens at 3 o'clock in the morning here on the South Side. And that's where we're live. Alan Jennings, Channel 11 News. Back to you guys.
More details now on Mike Adams. The OT was expected to be a starter this year. He was named the Steelers Rookie of the Year for 2012. He started 6 games. He played in 10. An ankle injury ended his season last year. More breaking news for you. An arrest in the stabbing of Steeler Mike Adams. Our partners at the Trib are reporting a man was taken into custody this afternoon.
Peggy, we're also learning other players have been victims on the South Side as well. Our Alan Jennings live with the crimes that no one has reported until now. Alan.
Hey, David, former Steelers Mike Wallace and Keenan Lewis were robbed at gunpoint here on the South Side last September, but it's never been made public. I discovered this Pittsburgh police report buried inside the department, raising questions with officers and command staff in the department as to how it happened and why. And is this information, can it be trusted, and is it correct? Wide receiver Mike Wallace told Pittsburgh police officers he was robbed at gunpoint last September 2nd, that a hooded criminal in a gray Chevy Cavalier pulled up alongside him as he walked on South 18th Street. The man jumped out of the car with a silver handgun. Wallace, who was walking with defensive back Keenan Lewis, lost 2 cell phones. Lewis had his wallet stolen, $450 in cash and all his credit cards gone in seconds. Mike Adams just stabbed twice in what some call an attempted truck jacking over the weekend in the 1700 block of East Carson Street. Southsiders like Kurt Signetti call it part of the culture.
Over the past couple years, it's really grown economically. You're going to see more criminals come down here to take advantage of, local residents who have more disposable income, who have fatter wallets.
Now, Wallace and Lewis were robbed on September the 2nd at 2:23 in the morning. And I'm told that Pittsburgh police officers who want to remain anonymous tell me that every time a Steeler gets arrested, that there is powerful pressure from Steeler security to keep a lid on the information. Now, we called the Steelers for comment. As of airtime, no response yet. And this is just the first installment about this alleged interference by Steeler security. Live on the South Side, Alan Jennings, Channel 11 News.
Alan, thank you very much. And again, our partners at the Trib are reporting that an arrest has been made in the stabbing. We're at police headquarters right now. We're trying to talk to investigators. We'll keep you posted on any new developments in this.
Afternoon. As we push into this week's OTAs, is a big week for us. We had a team building activity today. You know, of course, we have some veteran guys out in the community doing things that are community-related. Ben's got a big event, as I'm sure you know. But we got a lot on the table this week. Got a rookie luncheon. We'll practice at the stadium toward the latter part of the week. It's just some June-type things in terms of team development, but the process is going well. But specifically, I just wanted to address the Mike Adams situation. Obviously, it's an unfortunate one. He's very, very blessed to be in the position that he's in terms of we expect a full recovery from him. I visited with him a couple days this weekend. He's got great team support, family support. We expect a full recovery. He realizes, of course, how fortunate that he is. We're just glad that he is going to be okay. And we're just taking it day by day. Obviously, they expect a full recovery. Some of the timelines and so forth that has been reported is accurate. I guess they're expecting 6 weeks or so. He's going to go through a couple of weeks of inactivity until he can proceed with the next step. But obviously the next step for him is just getting out of the hospital. We expect that to come within the next 24 hours, and then he'll proceed from there. I'll be happy to address any questions that you guys might have.
Coach, did he talk about the incident at all, sir?
He did. Again, I'm not going to touch on it in great detail. I think that, you know, the officers got some work to do in that regard. I'll let them do it. But obviously, he's a victim of an unfortunate circumstance.
What's the reaction been like?
You know, it's, you know, they've been very supportive more than anything else. You know, we recognize the world we live in, and things like this are capable of happening. Not that we accept it, we just understand it's capable of happening. But more than anything, I think it's shown as an opportunity for the team to be supportive of him, and they've done so.
When you see something like that happen to Mike, how concerned are you that that could happen to somebody else on the team, or is it just the wrong place?
You know, it goes beyond the team. I just think as members of this community, we need to recognize that some things going on the South Side that make it a dangerous place, particularly after hours, and we all need to take proper precautions, and hopefully, as a community, we'll take the steps necessary to ensure that this doesn't happen to anyone, whether it's a Pittsburgh Steeler or no.
Anybody else? Mike, Steve McClendon showed some interest in being a three-down guy. Is that a possibility, or is you more worried at him learning?
I don't have Steve or anyone in the box. If he shows that he's capable of helping us through 3 downs, I'll utilize him. So tell him I said that.
What day is going to be at the stadium?
It'll be the latter part of the week. Thursday's a target as we sit here today.
Mike, when do you start sorting out the running back situation? You wait till training camp?
When we put clothes on. You know, right now this is an opportunity to teach and help guys grow and develop and put them in position to compete in a training camp-like setting. I just think that that's appropriate. I think the decisions that are made this time of year are usually wrong ones because our game is one that's played in pads.
Marcus Wheaton's not allowed for minicamp?
We're taking it day by day. His report date is, what, the 14th, so you know, he's going to miss an opportunity to do a majority of things. I think that is his report date. I'm going to touch base with him at the latter part of this week and make plans in that regard. Hadn't done a lot of work in that area because we knew he'd be ineligible to participate. As we get closer to next week, we'll get a hard sense of where he is and make the necessary arrangements. Just understand this, in the big scheme of things, it's going to be minimal. He'll get plenty of opportunities to show what he's capable of and prepare himself to be a part of our outfit and help us. We've dealt with this in the past, and really in the big scheme of things, it's kind of been a non-issue. It creates some short-term discomfort, but these guys are professionals and capable of dealing with it.
Mike, you've seen nothing Jarvis show to form any first impressions yet?
No.
All right, thank you, Coach.
Thank you, guys.